This time, on Flipping Bangers, it's a performance legend that's headed for the scrap heap. There's a fair chance there's an engine in the back.
Will sees an opportunity to make money.
That's a deal, we'll take it.
I see only a mountain of trouble.
It fills me with dread.
Can this hidden gem make us?
Well, look at this. We have an offer. It's not enough, is it?
No.
Or is this the white elephant that'll break us?
All 8 valves are bent.
That's absolutely stuffed.
I'm Gus Gregory and he's Will Trickett. Together we're risking everything to follow a dream.
It's something I've wanted to do for a long, long time.
We've packed in our day jobs.
And invested our own hard-earned cash.
We will do whatever it takes as we try to make a living in the cutthroat world of second-hand cars.
It's all in the chase. You've got to buy well, you've got to sell well.
Why would anybody buy this car?
We've got a goal.
We want to double our money. If we put 500 quid in, we need to see £1,000 back. We're targeting the very bottom of the market.
We buy cars that no one else wants.
Can we make it flipping bangers? Or is this a gamble we cannot win?
It needs so much work doing to it.
We've invested 10 grand in our new car trading venture. That's to pay for cars.
Isn't it great?
I know. I've never actually had a proper, clean workshop.
No, this is really exciting.
And so much stuff.
I've got my favourite tools in here, my favourite spanners.
But if we're to cover the rent on our lovely workshop and pay ourselves wages, the goal is to double our return on every pound we put in. If we can't make money, we lose. So far, the lights are still on, but we've got to keep the cash coming in. This isn't a game.
Basically, we've given up a salary, a monthly salary, and replaced it with, well, possibly no salary at all.
We have to cycle 1 car per week and can only afford 5 workshop days per car. It's time to get hunting for some new, fresh metal.
We've definitely got to get a Volkswagen, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. They're great cars. I can't think of a single bad one.
In my mind, for us, a sellable Volkswagen, it would be a Golf, wouldn't it?
Golf GTI.
Golf GTI would be fabulous. Ideally, you'd want the iconic Mark 1, wouldn't you? Mark 1 GTI.
Of course you would, but not a chance, no. No way. Not even one that's been run over by a steamroller. Further down the food chain, further down.
Yeah.
The modern ones, there's a VR6 and a V5. They might be up our alley.
I would actually rather get an absolutely bog standard 4-speed Mark 1.
I want the fastest Golf that money can buy.
Fastest Golf our money can buy.
Yeah, which is about that much.
Yeah, exactly.
OK.
And we get a lead on a red car that's only £600.
Golf V5, which to me says furiously fast and fantastically fun. It should go like a blooming train on steroids, mate.
It will. It will be fast. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's £600. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got a leather interior.
Yeah.
It's a nice car. It's difficult to ignore, isn't it? It's the fastest Golf we found.
Exactly. I've got the bug for having a go in a fast Golf, and I'm excited about that.
The seller, Andy, lives in Wiltshire. He actually collects Italian, not German cars.
Gamma. Look at that.
Lovely. Andy! Hello.
Hello,
I'm
Gus. Hello,
Nice to
Gus.
meet you.
Good morning, Andy. I'm Will.
Hello, Will. Nice to meet you.
What have you got for us to look at?
The ones to sell are those over there.
We came looking for 1 car, and there are 3.5.
So, what have we got here,
Here
then?
we go. Well, we've got the Rover over there.
Yes.
That's the Rover 25.
Yep.
It needs a head gasket, so about 500 quid.
There's no money in the Rover.
Under the cover, that's my spares Gamma, really.
That leaves 2 Golfs.
This is my V5.
Hold on, you said V5.
Yeah, it's a 5 at the moment because the V fell off.
Did it?
I've got a spare V in the garage, actually.
Excellent, in the V department.
But it's MOT'd, it's on the key.
Yes.
It's ready to drive away.
OK.
Looking for 600 for that.
Lovely.
Or actually, there's the big bumper Mark II GTI. It's not actually mine, this one. It's a mate's car.
Yep.
He bought it to do as a project. He paid a lot of money for it, I think, but... so
he probably wants quite a lot of money for it.
I think he's looking for at least £1,000.
Is he?
It's got all the bits, you know, the doors, the sills, everything. I'll leave you guys to have a look at them. I'll be in the garage.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers, Andy.
So basically,
Yeah,
it's a perfect dilemma, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
Shiny red one that all works on the key.
Yeah, yeah. Leather interior.
Yeah.
We
Which is quite
could-
nice.
We could drive it away.
Yeah.
The thing is about this, though, if this is 600 quid and we sell this, we're never going to double the money, are we?
No.
Whereas this is a whole heap of work, isn't it?
It is, Gus.
And it's £1,000.
Gus, this has got the magic 3 letters. GTI.
Gus's terrible investment.
Yes, it could. It could. But let's have a good look at the car and see if it is terrible or not.
It fills me with dread because there's just so much to do with it.
Look, it's very straight. It's a nice colour. It's got the BBS wheels. Has it got GTI written on the back?
It has. It has got GTI written
If
on
it
the back.
has, then this is a real one and this is a good car.
Do you want to look under the
I
bonnet?
do, yeah.
That's
Pull it.
clearly not. It's
it.
not connected, no. So that's another
Oh.
plus for you, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, I like a challenge.
Yeah. It's getting better by the minute, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I think it's
Yeah.
perfect for you, Will. There's a lifetime of work in it. It's a How have you done that then? Oh, hi!
Hello, Gus. I've noticed something. That's why it's easy to get to.
Yeah, it's great. It's got no engine in it. Perfect.
Because there's a fair chance there's an engine in the back.
I wonder what the story is with this then. There's still not enough here to convince you that this might be too much work.
GTI.
If we had a month, it would look great. But we haven't, have we?
We haven't got a month, no.
The trouble is, Will, you are looking at this car through rose-tinted spectacles because you've always wanted a GTI. It's got, I mean, just look at that. It's
I'm
not
liking
nice.
this. I'm
But look at
winning
it.
you over.
The interior's really tatty. I mean, it's done 128,000 miles. It's got holes in the seat. There's not one part of it that's standing out, is there?
No, but I feel confident that I can put this lot back together. The ceiling on one of these in like pristine condition is about 3.5 to 4 grand.
Really?
Okay, I'll do a deal with you. Oops.
And now you've got to buy it. Brilliant.
It was already broken.
Yeah, well, I think basically you're
Hello,
right.
guys.
We've got a couple of questions.
Ah, you're going to take the V5 off my hands then?
No, we're more interested in the white GTI actually.
Will's completely smitten. But we do need to know some things about it. We need to know, ideally, whether the engine ran, who took the engine out, or when it was taken out, some sort of history of the car.
Okay.
Anything you've got?
I've got absolutely no history. When my mate bought it, he bought it without any history. The guy he bought it from assured him that the engine was the original engine for the car, that it ran beautifully. He took it out in preparation for cleaning up the engine bay and doing some work, you know, in that area.
We were thinking, do you think he'd take the same sort of money as for the red car, £600? If he took £600, then we would take it away. But do you know if he...
I honestly don't know, but I can give him a call. There's only one way to find out. I'll grab a phone and I'll be back in a tick.
OK.
If we can clinch the white Mark II at £600, it would be a bargain. It's worth more than that in parts. But if it's more, it's a marginal project. Will must be kept on a tight leash.
All right, well, we'll soon know, because look, he's heading back now.
You've caught him on a good day.
Oh, good.
He will meet you halfway.
Yeah?
He'd take 800 for it.
That's a deal, we'll take it. We'll have it for 800 quid.
Cool, excellent. Excellent, and you'll take it away today?
We will, yes.
Great, means I get a bit of space on my drive.
Brilliant. Well, let's get it loaded up, shall we?
Let's go get it loaded.
Nice one. Full left lock.
Oh, no, hang on, wait, and we'll do full left when we got it rolling.
Are you pushing on the steering wheel?
Yeah, I'm putting it so that we
No,
go...
we need to get the back wheels over this way. The other way, back it up. This will work, Gus.
Yeah, I
This
know
will
it'll work, but I am perfectly capable of doing it without the instructions.
Sorry, mate.
This is starting badly. He's really starting to wind me up. Will has bought a car that he wants, without really consulting me. Then we have to push it onto the trailer because there's no engine.
Whoa.
But eventually it's on and we're off.
Well, Gus, how lucky are we? We managed to dodge the slightly dodgy V5 and get the slightly dodgy GTI that was next to it.
Slightly dodgy, yes. It makes perfect business sense to me to be buying a car with an engine in the boot, an unknown quantity of spare parts inside. We don't know if it's got a gearbox. Oh, but it does smell of gearbox oil inside, so that may point towards it having a gearbox. I think it makes complete and perfect business sense that...
It's got GTI written on the back. I mean, what more can you want?
I can't lie, I've got an awful sinking feeling and the smell of oil isn't helping.
Gus, right, here we are. We have got a Golf GTI. We didn't think we were going to get one of these, did we?
No, it's amazing that we've got one, and it is a beautiful looking thing, isn't it? It's a tough little car.
Yeah.
But this one is fundamentally flawed for many reasons. Of all the things that we know are wrong with it, once we've got it on the ramp, we're going to find another 10 things wrong with it. I think we're going to really struggle. I mean, properly struggle to get this turned around.
I think we can achieve it if we pull out all of the stops.
Who, in their right mind, would buy a car from a third party
Yes.
who says, oh, well, it was running when the engine was taken out, it was running. I mean, we both believed that at the time because we both wanted to buy it. I mean, one of us more than the other, I'd have to say.
Yes.
But we don't even know if that turns over, do we? We've not checked.
No, we haven't, no.
That's madness, isn't it?
I know.
We need to unpack it and we need to see what's in there.
Yeah, because there might be some goodie points. That could be a real treasure trove in there. What have we got? Oh, look. Rear...
Inner?
Outer.
But there is some booty. New wings, seals, doors and a broken exhaust and bits of gearbox.
It's solid, it's sound, it's all here.
Yeah, it's good.
And we've got the engine as well. That looks good. It's all complete.
Yes, and I think the engine is the make or break of this whole project because I think 90%, 95% of the stuff that's just come out of the car we're not going to use. So the only thing that's in here that I found really telling was that. Because why would you buy that?
Could the engine be in the boot because it's dead?
Admittedly, that is quite a worrying telltale sign, isn't it? Yeah, a head gasket set for an engine which is so, say, good when it came out.
Yeah, it's running really sweet.
Doesn't really fill me with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Me neither, I have to say.
It's important to get a good look over the structure of the car, and it's hard to assess while it's covered in dust and dirt. Will isn't the most reliable person when it comes to cleaning himself, but he promised to make the Golf look decent, so he's in charge of jet washing.
I actually get so carried away. I even tried to restore the plastics, so the car looks a bit smarter.
We need a fast turnaround on cash, so Will take some pictures to place an online ad to run straight away.
I'm just writing the advert for our Golf at the moment. So I've been looking at the market, and it's looking like the market is around about sort of 3,800 quid. Now, this is a Golf GTI. It's white, so it's a cool colour. It's a nice car, it's in good condition. So I'm going to be possibly a little bit cheeky, and I'm going to put it in there for £4,000 as a buy it now price. And also that it starts, runs and drives, which is a little bit optimistic because, of course, the engine's not even in the car at the moment. But, you know, Gus has promised me faithfully that it will be OK.
Will lies. He's the one who thinks it will go.
Here we go. Posted. The clock has started now.
I refuse to be taken in by token detailing. I'm taking the engine for a check-over at an engineering company that's known for race prep.
They've kindly said they'll look at our Golf engine, see if it works properly. If it doesn't, then the whole GTI project is in jeopardy because we haven't got the resources or the time to spend fixing an engine. So fingers crossed, it's a big day for our Golf.
David helps me winch the engine out of my car.
That's it, that'll do.
I'm paying £140 for this check, but I think it's money well spent if it saves us throwing time and money away.
First of all, we're going to remove the cam cover.
Looks great, doesn't it, David?
It does. It looks fine. There's no corrosion on the cam lobes. There's no moisture build-up or condensation evidence of, which is a sign that we probably haven't got any gasket issues. Initially, a good...
That's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah, good sign.
OK.
But as David digs deeper, I'm terrified that he'll discover issues.
It looks reasonable.
The most important indicator of engine failure is a pressure test in the cylinder.
We'll now apply pressure to that cylinder and see what sort of leak down we get.
OK. So anything over 15 needs attention?
Yes, normally.
That's not good at all, is it? That's,
It isn't.
that's escaping from all
That's-
areas, isn't it?
That is fairly catastrophic with that leak down.
Oh, so of the 3 places it could be leaking, it's leaking badly out of all of them?
That's right, yes, yeah. We need to investigate a little more. So maybe have a quick look with the endoscope and see where we are.
OK.
Right. Right, Gus, I can see quite a lot of rust on the ball walls, which is not a good sign.
You'd sort of expect that if it's been
Yeah.
sitting around there, wouldn't you?
And when I look back at the valves, I can see that the inlet valve is definitely bent,
Oh, dear.
which is not good.
So this engine's got some, we've got some serious questions.
Serious maladies which need rectifying.
OK. Oh dear, that's massively bad news for our engine. It's got bent valves, which means the head's got to come off, we've got to replace the valves. It's got rust in the bores, which means we've probably got to put new rings in it. And we don't know what else yet until we get in there. It's really bad news for the whole GTI project.
The way I see it, this project may not ever work.
You might want to have a look at this.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Let's have a look.
Well, not so brilliant. I had an endoscope in there earlier, and
Yeah.
all 8 valves are bent. And then I whipped the head off and have a feel of that.
A lip on the cylinder shows serious wear.
That's absolutely stuffed.
I know.
Oh, no.
This is sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's got a proper... It's had it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
We're £940 in and putting a brave face on it, but there's an elephant in the workshop. Is it better business to throw in the towel now and break the car, or throw time and money at it that we don't have? This one could bury us.
We've gone into business trading bangers, and this parts bin Golf with a broken engine is on brand. Day 2, and there's already a big decision to make. Do we ditch the car or buy a new engine?
It's a very sad sight, isn't it?
It is, but you know, with all of what's gone on with this and realising that this engine is a scrapper.
I was looking online last night.
Well, as engines?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen several, but the best one I saw, I mean, I don't know about you, there was one for £350, and that's quite a lot of money, more than I'd like to spend.
Yeah, but those cheaper ones don't look like they're really going to be worth it. OK, so are you already on this? Do you want to, do you want to get a bid in on it, or buy it, or arrange it?
I think we'll just buy it. It'll take a couple of days to get it down here, but I think I'll just buy it, shall I?
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah,
that
okay.
sounds like the plan. So that's it. Press on. Spend the money and risk going out in a blaze of glory rather than the damp squib of defeat. While we wait for the new engine to arrive, we can attack the long list of other jobs to do.
Now Will's polished up GTI, it's looking absolutely beautiful. But the first thing that anyone will notice when they come and buy this car is the droop at the front. First impressions really matter if you're selling a car. And it's a pretty simple fix. It's just 2 bolts on a cross member, but they are such a pain to get in.
I use a trolley jack to support the weight of the cross member and force it up into position.
Perfect.
And then I can refit the bolts removed by the previous owner. Once they are tight, the bumper will sit higher.
Oh, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. That was really, really fiddly. I can understand why the other guy didn't do it. But look, doesn't that look beautiful? It's actually level. So we snip off these couple of cable ties here, put this little diffuser back up, this little screen here, and then pop the fog light back in, and the front of the car is restored to its former glory.
Our hot hatch is not looking particularly hot at the moment. In fact, it's looking somewhat tepid. The windscreen wiper's missing, this handle's broken, and it appears to have grown a tail, so I'm going to dock that. I'm just going to dismantle the tailgate handle and work out why it's hanging off. This should show me what the problem is. Oh, look. Problem is where all these clips go in is a little bit worn out and rusted. So that's why they're not working. Belts and braces. I can bolt them back in and just add a bit of glue on the side to make sure it's a good fix. Right, brilliant. That's that sorted. 4 bolts holding on my handle again with a bit of glue. Nice and firm, good fix that.
Once you start straightening things out, so we've straightened the bumper, you start noticing that, well, actually, this is all hanging off, so this needs riveting back in, all the rivets have popped out. But of course, once you take this off, you realise that there's quite a lot of rust behind here.
Let's face it, old cars often do have rust. If it's not structural, it's okay to clean it up.
Oh. Yeah, it's quite rusty, isn't it? It's got a big hole in it there. But you don't see any of it, so it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, if it was my car, I'd just wire brush this with a faithful wire brush, making sure that you don't take any more paint off than past the mark there where the spat goes on.
Then I clean all the debris off, ready for one more stage.
So once you've wire brushed it, wiped it off with a bit of panel wipe, then you can dab this in and make sure you get it in all the little nooks and crannies. It inhibits the rust and it stops it continuing to eat away at the car. When you've done it, you know that it's not going to get any worse under there, so you can put your bit of trim back on, safe in the knowledge that it's not going to continue to rot away. I've got a bit of a problem now because though we've sorted our rust out, which is fine, but the holes here on our spat have been elongated. Now I'm going to need to drill a hole by the side of this, put the rivet in, go through the bodywork, put the rivet in and pull it up tight.
A rivet gun is £20 and allows you to make flush connections with metal and plastic. Rivets are solid and can only be drilled out.
Right, now I'm going to repeat the process all the way around the arch and make it nice and secure.
While Gus plays I Spy with the Golf's rust patches, I escaped the workshop for a shopping trip to one of the country's largest VW suppliers. I'm after some original design fabric for the seats. This place is absolutely gargantuan.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it? It's 40,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It's about 19,000 Volkswagen parts here.
Well, what we have got is a Mark II Golf, rounded bumpers. It's the GTI.
Okay, yeah.
I believe the fabric that we're looking for is rainbows, something or other.
Yeah, rainbow material.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, should look a bit like this.
That's exactly it. This is really cool fabric.
The original's obsolete from VW in Germany, so we've actually produced this ourselves in the UK. And we've also had the bolster material done to the bit which goes at the side.
Yes, we're going to need some of that too.
Which looks a little bit like this.
That's it. And that's the side we're looking at. Oh, that's brilliant. So how much do you reckon I'm going to need?
You'll get away with a metre of the main material, and then a metre of the bolster material will be more than enough.
OK. Customers aren't supposed to cut their own cloth, but I didn't come all this way to let somebody else have the fun. I'm charged 50 quid for the fabric. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'm a happy boy.
We're 2 days into our Golf project and £1,265 down. We've already taken some big knocks, but we're fighting back. And if the new engine arrives in time, and if it fits, we might even finish. But it's a big if.
Gus started off hating this car. Now he's in love with it, and he's trying to make it present a little better.
The more I look at this, the more it catches my eye with its cheeky little stone chips on here. Because the rest of the front of the car, the bumper's straight, the spats are on straight. The more time we spend on it, the more I fall in love with it. It's just such a lovely car. This car, I think, is going to make us some proper money.
With solid paint, it's really not hard to get a good finish. I rub down, prime, and add 2 coats of white. And by the time I'm done, Will is back with his seat fabric.
Now I've got my fabric, I can remove this seat. Simple case of taking out this nut and a bolt here, and hopefully just sliding this seat backwards off its runners. A replacement seat is £200. A professional repair would be around 150. So, DIY is best. Right, okay. You know, I am beginning to regret saying that I would fix these seats up because we haven't even got an engine in the car yet, and I don't want this to be a massive waste of time, which it could be. But I'm a man of my word, and I will crack on with it. You shouldn't worry about giving this a go. You just have to take the old seat cover off and use this as a template for the new fabric panel, which you then cut out. You then stitch the whole lot together, just like fixing a pair of jeans. So it might be relatively doable, but it does take ages. It's been a long day at the sewing machine putting all these bits into these seats, but it's working well. Look, new panel here, new panel here. Before the cover goes back on, I use some scrap foam to fill in the massive holes left in the bolsters. These glue into place, and once they're dry, the covers go back on and we're in business.
So the Golf's cosmetics look better by the second, but we're still fixing a car that has no engine. An engine that we've bought blind online. Some people may find us brave, others may be less complimentary.
Brilliant. Happy days.
Well, look at this. We have an offer for 1,500 English pounds.
That is a very good start. But it is only a start.
And it's not a bad start, is it?
No, it's quite encouraging.
It's not enough, is it?
No, I definitely wouldn't be selling it for 1,500 quid, not a chance.
But it makes me think we're going to get somewhere near what we want for it.
Good feeling, eh?
Yeah. I'm very pleased. End of day 3, our car is looking fabulous inside and out, isn't it?
Yeah, but it could all be a waste of money if we don't get that engine soon.
Yeah, it could be. Or it could be the drive shafts that aren't working.
Or the alternator.
Or the clutch.
Or the tyres.
Oh, gearbox.
Oh, yeah.
We've got 2 days left on Project Knackered Golf. Our new engine, bought blind for £275, has just arrived. And it's the moment of truth. Is it any good?
Disappointed or...
Ta-da! Wrong gearbox.
Yeah, it's got a power steering
good
bracket.
thing. You know, I think the best bet, Gus, it's got loads of wrong bits on it. We just give it a good old strip down.
Strip it down, clean it up.
Yeah.
Swap the bits over we need.
I'll get the engine clean.
I'll open the door.
So the engine might be the same, but it's come out of a different car. There's no guarantee we can get it to fit in our shell. And engine refits are complex, even when everything does fit, which is why they usually cost £1,000. There's loads of work we've got to do to it. There's tons of stuff that's got to be stripped off. The inlet manifold, the exhaust manifold, the gearbox, all of the wiring, most of the plumbing and all of that sort of stuff.
An engine swap should take at least a day, and that's with all the correct ancillaries. We've got an engine with a load of rubbish attached to it. Will we have time? And once again, we're doing prep without any knowledge of whether this engine is any good. We've got to work fast as a team. to get the unit completely stripped. We'll get the gearbox off first, as that's incorrect. The clutch needs to come off too, and that'll have to be replaced. There was a new one in the car when we bought it. Everything seems mismatched. The clutch flywheel on the new engine isn't right either, but at least we can swap it for the old one.
Just taking the rust off of the clutch plate then. This bolts onto the engine, effectively onto the crankshaft of the engine, and then this goes onto the main shaft of the gearbox. So this gearbox, this spins with the engine, this spins with the gearbox, and when you push your foot on the clutch, it separates them, and then when you let your foot off, it goes back down, and that's what drives the engine.
Now we've got to get all the disparate elements working together, back on the engine. It's all working very well.
Oh, God! Oh, God, I've only got 2 thumbs.
Pinch yourself somewhere else, man!
Really annoying.
At last, the gearbox is on.
Yep.
I don't know why, but that seems like a small victory to me, because I didn't think that would go on.
The next big job is the replacement of the cam belt. The one on the engine is cracked. Yes! Right, so the cam belt, this bit here, is very, very important because it drives the camshaft, this bit at the top. Without the camshaft turning, the engine won't work. Cam belts also wear out, so I'm going to be changing this one on this engine. When changing a cam belt, it is essential that you line up all of the components to the correct marks before you remove anything, which I haven't done. So I'm just going to have to carefully just put that back together. I'm going to have to, basically, I've just got it slightly wrong, and I'm going to have to reset all the timing marks manually now. Which is not a big problem. Just don't tell Gus that I got it wrong. But all is not lost. I just need to position the cam using the markings and then line up the other pulleys, also marked. Now I need to be sure that the first piston is at top dead centre. I can do this using a screwdriver. Now I know the components are correctly positioned in the engine for timing, the new belt now goes on.
It takes us a further 2 hours to rebuild the engine. But as soon as we take 2 steps forward, we have to take 2 back.
Go in. The starter mode doesn't fit. I mean, this is what happens when you start cobbling bits and pieces together. It's just going to be an utter pain in the neck. We've got to continue, there's no doubt about it. It's just making it more difficult.
There's one solution to this: spend money and get a new one. But we have to double our return on all costs. Our Golf is suddenly on a financial knife edge. The rest of the day is, well, frantic. We used the gasket set that was kindly provided to seat the cam cover. Will does his yearly bit of cleaning and degreasing. And with the bonnet off, we're finally at the point where the engine can be winched into place. Uncle Will returns with a new starter motor. Just what we need, more money spent.
Oh, this is looking really promising, Gus.
You got
It's
it?
on the hoist.
Come on,
Well
let's get
done,
it in
mate.
there.
Look at this. Doesn't it look like it's toy size?
Does it fit? It's
Oh,
tiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Call it a day, shall we?
This is a good way to start the day tomorrow. This is ready to go straight in there.
The final connections could take hours. Tomorrow is the day we find out if the Golf will ever run again.
Day 5, last one. We're 1,415 quid in, and we want to double our investment. But if the car doesn't drive, that can't happen.
There she is, blowing in the morning breeze.
Looking a lot better this morning than she did yesterday morning.
I couldn't get my head around it yesterday morning.
There's a lot.
You can see what we need to do now, though, can't you?
Yeah, put that in there. Whoa, whoa. Got a mind of their own, these things, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Straight up and in then, Gus.
Yeah, it's got to come this way a bit, but yeah.
I'll do the pushing, you do the guiding.
Oh, go on then.
All right,
Go on then. Go on. Go on.
over towards the passenger side a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's it, straight back. Sort of there. I think we're sort of there.
We need to rest the engine flat against the mounts. If it's not seated properly when released, it can damage the engine bay and the engine casing. We support the weight of the gearbox while the engine settles on the mounts. Right, that's enough. Health and safety. Don't do this at home, kids, unless you're skint and in a rush. I can see what we need to achieve.
But your drive shaft's nearly in there.
Needs to go across that way.
Putting an engine in isn't rocket science, but it feels just as tricky to get it right.
It's on its mounts.
Right, give us a wiggle.
There you go.
That's it, there. Perfect. Right, that mounts on, front mounts on.
We connect the drive shafts and exhaust, upgrading and replacing any rusty brackets we find. We've got the engine in and connected the cooling system. Now for the electrics. The wheels are back. And new HT leads.
Yeah.
We just need to connect up the battery. But will it start? Let it start. Please let it start.
Shall I see if we've got any power to anything and
Yeah, should
start
we see?
checking things out?
It'll be the first time that it's had life flowing through it, won't it?
It will be. I'm just going to dab it on quickly first.
Whee! Hey?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Hang on.
Oh, they're on, are they? I'll switch those off.
And the back washer or something. Oh, hang on. Are the indicators working?
Oh, they are, yeah.
Are they?
Left-hand side. Oh, hold on. We've got a bit of a small issue going on, that's all right. It's only cosmetic, Gus. Let's have some headlights. Oh, look, they're on, way!
I'm coming.
This one's really filthy. That needs a clean out on the inside.
Oh, come
That's
on!
great, isn't it? Proper 1980s Golf. Let's see if it turns over, Gus. Oh, turns over. Hold on.
Not bad.
Turns over. Let's see if we've got a spark as well. This engine wants to fire. We've got a massive spark, yeah. We are getting closer with this. Give it another, let's have a...
Oh, mine's
It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Ready?
Right, ready?
The motor is a little rougher than usual, but the car currently has no exhaust or silencer connected. But she goes, and that's what we needed.
Fantastic.
Hey!
That is very, very special, isn't it?
Brilliant.
So much work, huh?
A lot of work.
So much
Monday
work.
morning, it was a rear engine Golf.
Ugh.
Now it's working. We've only got a few things left to do. The exhaust pipe, which I'm promised will be here soon. The courier says so. Got these bits to connect up.
That's the fan, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
And put the bonnet on, and we're done.
Okay, well, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
The £800 Golf has been on a journey in the short time we've had it. It's had a painful internal investigation.
That's not good at all, is it?
That is fairly catastrophic with that link down.
It's had a host of cosmetic upgrades.
Right, brilliant. That's that sorted. Good fix, that.
New seat covers,
It's been a long day at the sewing machine putting all these bits into these seats, but it's working well.
new tyres, and, oh yes, a new engine.
Disappointed or...
Ta-da!
Ah,
Wrong gearbox.
yeah.
Plus other spares and fluids. So it owes us £1,665 plus, of course, 5 days of brutally hard work. We'd need around £3,000 on it to keep our business alive.
I know, too long.
Yeah, I know. What a big night.
I've done something to my back as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, you've straightened out the bumper beautifully, mate, so if you crooked your back while you're doing it, that's a small price to pay.
Shall I tell you the thing that amazes me most about this car
What's that?
is this. When we went to look at this car, it had an engine in the back, had all those spares in it. It stunk of gearbox oil,
Yeah, that
didn't it?
was horrible.
And there was
Yeah.
holes in the seats. And I remember saying, we're never going to get to that level. If anyone who was buying this car went, nice interior,
Yeah, they would.
that's what
They
they'd
would.
say. Looks brilliant. And the rear, to me, this rear three-quarter, where you've put this trim back on and this lock back on, that rear three-quarter is perfect for me.
Well, it's the hatch part of the original hot hatch, isn't it? And doesn't it look the mutts? The right wheels as well, that really, really helps.
I think putting this back on its Golf GTI pedestal has been brilliant. I think it's been one of the best things we've done. There's two things that instantly strike me about this car that I'm completely shocked about. One is the fact that it's even going when you think what it was like a week ago. And two, it actually seems to be all right, doesn't it?
It does. Seems to be quite good fun.
I wasn't dead against it, but I just thought it was too much work. And we've done it. We've done it in the time, which is absolutely amazing. Well, in the 80s, this was the whole idea of these cars, wasn't it? It was all about the torque and the handling. So you'd have brilliant fun at relatively low speeds.
Yes, you would.
And is it still delivering that?
It is, yeah, it still feels quite raw. You know, modern cars are very soft and very quiet. Your original sort of pocket rocket.
Now we've got to find a buyer for our pocket rocket and justify the expense and graft we've put in. Our best offer has been £1,500 for the car, and we're not taking that. But there's an evening VW meet at the place we got the fabric from, and we're going down there to have a mooch around and see if anyone's looking for a car.
Well, it's the end of the summer. It's almost the end of the day, and this has got to be one of the last VW shows of the entire year. We've got to make the most of it.
I think, without a doubt, we are in the throbbing heart of Volkswagen culture. I think if we don't sell it here, we're going to sell it anywhere, are we?
Damn good place to start. We get our best sales hats on. Are there any takers?
It's 16 mil.
No, it's not. It's got 8. So it's got 8 valves less to worry about.
Think of all that talk.
Yeah.
I had a 16 valve.
Yeah, they're far too exciting. Really, what you need is the back door so you can get the kids in the back or your BMX or something like that, and 8 valves.
Or your drunk mates.
Some cars here are in better condition than ours.
I think I'm trying to gauge how much ours is worth, and if you paid 750 quid for this, then I'm not sure about the price of ours.
The night falls and the real Larry stuff comes out. That's a work of art. Somebody spent an awful lot of time and effort on every single last detail in there. People seem to agree with the numbers that we're working to.
I've got £3,500 in my book.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'd seen Mark II's up for.
And that'd be a pristine Mark II, but a 4-door?
No, it's not. It's just a Mark II GTI.
Really? Stood up really well, our little car, hasn't it?
It has. You know, it's been a really friendly place to bring it to and meet all these nice people that are so into something. It's cool.
We haven't had the instant sale we wanted, but the feelers have been put out. We've just got to see what comes back. I have no doubt the Golf is worth every penny of the £2,995 we had it on for, but we need a quick flip on our cars, and a week after the trip out, interest has slowed. I've decided to accept a lower offer, but I'm just not sure how Will's going to take it.
It looks so much better when it's clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, looking a bit minging. So, Gus, I'm slightly worried because you're looking slightly pensive and that worries me.
I'm trying to remain positive about it, but the truth is, well, we've sold the car.
Hooray!
And that's great, isn't it? We've sold the car.
How much for?
Yeah, well, we've sold it for 2,200.
That's not very much, is it?
It's not good, is it?
Certainly not enough.
At that money, we've covered our costs and made £500, but that's only a small reward for all the work we've done.
I think all we've done is earned the moral high ground, haven't we? We've put back on the road one of Wolfsburg's finest cars. We got it with an engine in the back. We got it. It looked awful. It looks great now, and it drives brilliantly.
We said we were going to be the custodians of this car.
Yep.
And look how it's turned out. We've got to a really nice place.
Yeah.
It's been really good fun too.
Yeah.
And you know why?
Why?
Because it's got GTI written on it, Gus.
Big bucks or otherwise, we're happy because this banger owes us its life.